Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 3 of the Chamber Pod. We are here with a special guest. We got my brother Joel. If you saw the stream yesterday for Dugout Sessions, he was also joining me. Chance is out of town. He's going to be on vacation for these next few days, but he is recording his predictions. So what we'll do is after we give our answers, post-production, I'll insert his answer for the prediction, and we'll go from there. We're here. And Joel, how you feeling, man?
First of all, thank you for having me on the show, on the Chamber Pod, of course. Thank you, of course. I'm ready, honestly. I'm super ready. I think this is a great time of the year, Summerslam, as they call it, the biggest party of the summer.
That's right.
So I'm definitely ready for these predictions. Huge event this Saturday, so.
That's right. So basically, we're just going to go through match order. We still haven't decided what the winner gets or what the loser has to do. Basically, we're going to do the predictions between the three of us. Yep. Whoever has the least points will be the loser. Whoever has the most will be the winner. If it's all tied or if two people tie, we'll figure something out in the future. Yep. But yeah, so basically, we're going to begin with the match card. I have it here pulled up. This is according to Bleacher Report. I don't know if it's accurate as far as the match order, but we will just go by basically the order they have it here. So, Joel, with the first match, which is the SummerSlam Battle Royal, who do you have winning and why?
Well, first of all, it's the Slim Jim Battle Royal. Let's not forget that. It is the SummerSlam Slim Jim Battle Royal, and of course, there's only one right answer.
That's right.
L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
LA Knight, I mean, what happened with the United States title invitational, that was disappointing. But according to PW Insider, which I'm not a fan of dirt sheets personally, but sometimes they can be correct, WWE has grown a favorable opinion on LA Knight, and the push will be coming soon. And I think the perfect place to start is to have him win at a big event like SummerSlam and push him from there. LA Knight is the biggest guy in WWE right now. It's not even close. The merchandise sales are huge for LA Knight. He's been winning matches on SmackDown. Great promos. The one on Top Dollar was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So LA Knight is on fire right now, and the perfect way to kickstart his push is by having him win this Slim Jim Battle Royal at SummerSlam.
That's right. I mean, look, honestly, my answer is the same. I don't even know who else besides Sheamus is in the Battle Royal. So I think LA Knight. I mean, look, you have a guy who didn't appear in the WrestleMania card. He didn't show up in Puerto Rico for Backlash. He lost he lost in the Money in the Bank. Then he lost the Fatal 4-Way. So I understand what they're going for, and you have that Triple H quote of great things comes to those who wait, or whatever the hell it is. But you gotta push the guy. He has like 4 out of the top 5 top items sold in the WWE shop. He's as over as ever. When we went to SmackDown, he was the only thing I was looking forward to, and pretty deadly. And, it's just a matter of, you got to push the guy. Like, he's there. Push him. Why not? Like, he's there. And he is getting, like somebody said it perfectly, he's getting pops like it's the Attitude Era. So, like, you need to capitalize on it. So, make him win the Battle Royale. Make the fans happy. And then from there on out, you can have a solid push. And maybe he goes for the U.S. belt again. Maybe he does something. But we got to start seeing the push of LA Knight. Yeah. So that is the match number 1. We'll go ahead and hear Chance's answer right after this.
What up, Goose? It's your boy Chance coming from a remote location, and I'm giving you my SummerSlam 2023 predictions coming in hot, starting out with the match number 1. So the SummerSlam Battle Royal, man, this match only exists because LA Knight got over, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, they only made this match so that LA Knight could win something, and they didn't want to give him anything else. I'm not sure why they didn't want to give him anything else, but they've literally only confirmed that Sheamus and LA Knight are in the thing. So it seems beyond obvious that this is just to make good for LA Knight, and they're just giving him something.
And now we are back for match number 2. Match number 2 I have here, according to the card, is Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Now, this is an interesting one. But, Joel, who do you have winning this match?
I think I have the general consensus pick. I think everybody else
This man using big words.
I'm going to go with Logan Paul here. I think Logan Paul needs a win. And SummerSlam is the place to do it. He won last year against The Miz, and then since then he hasn't won a match. Literally, he lost the Royal Rumble, which, I mean, he was always going to. Then he lost at SummerSlam or at WrestleMania to Seth Rollins, and then he lost the Money in the Bank. He needs a win because I do see big potential from Logan Paul. Hot take or not, I don't care. I think Logan Paul can be a future champ anywhere, whether it's world champion, mid-card champion. I see Logan Paul being a huge star in the WWE, especially since he's already popular outside of the WWE.
Yeah.
And I think it could be very big for marketing and things of that nature. I do have Logan Paul winning this match. I think Ricochet is a fantastic worker, former Intercontinental Champion, great in NXT. But I just see Logan Paul taking the win here because he needs to, in my opinion.
I think the problem with having a podcast with your brother is you're going to have a lot of similar takes. And I think we're going to have a lot of similar answers because you said everything I was literally going to say. I think Logan Paul is also going to win the Money in the Bank. I say that because, like Joel mentioned, he hasn't won a match since last SummerSlam. He went into the Royal Rumble, got eliminated. He had the WrestleMania match with Seth. He lost. Money in the Bank, he lost. He's been taking some L's. So what better guy do you risk giving a loss to than Ricochet? Because Ricochet's Ricochet. He's always gonna be there. He's like the Dolph Ziggler. I feel like Ricochet is the new era version of Dolph Ziggler, where if he loses, he's still gonna be there. And he's gonna give you a great match. But I think Logan is gonna take it. They gotta give him a win finally. I know Ricochet has been coming out on top of not the promos, but whenever he beats up, he super kicked Logan. But I obviously still think Logan Paul is going to win.
Yeah. Before we move on, though, my prediction is that this will actually be the match of the night, though. I think they're gonna kill it. I think these two, the Royal Rumble spot was something I've never seen before. Two people jumping at each other like that in the middle of the ring. That was an incredible spot, and I think they're gonna have something up their sleeve, and this time not botch it, because they had an idea at Money in the Bank and it didn't work, and this time they will make it work somehow. Yeah, I know they will. With a lot of practice, enough takes, they will get it right, and I think at SummerSlam this will be the match of the night.
That's right. That's a good take. I think personally my match of the night is going to be Seth and Finn. I think in their match in Money in the Bank, it was horrible. It was so underwhelming for what those two can do. And I feel like this match for SummerSlam will exceed expectations. And now that Vince McMahon is on medical leave, we won't have I don't know. He's probably freaking dying and he's still giving input. But maybe we will have more of a Triple H influence onto the matches themselves. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe that match just goes off. So, that's my pick for the match tonight. But before we move on to the next match, we're going to hear Chance's prediction.
Logan Paul versus Ricochet, man. For me, Logan Paul's lost a lot, man. And as much as no one wants to see it happen, I think Logan Paul beats Ricochet this Saturday because Logan's been signed and he's lost to Roman and he lost to basically everyone else that he's participated against, and he's also lost the Money in the Bank. He had that cool spot with Ricochet in the Rumble. I think this is officially Logan's first clean win because he beat the Miz, but it was in a cheaty, weird kind of way. I think Logan's just gonna beat Ricochet, man. As sad as it's gonna be.
All right, so Chance's prediction is in. We're gonna take that into account, and now the next match. Now this one I feel like is a clear winner. I don't necessarily see why the other person would win. But we have Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. This feud started in Money in the Bank when Shayna Baszler, in the middle of the match, attacked Ronda Rousey in the middle of their tag team match. I literally was not paying attention because I was still upset about Damian Priest winning the Money in the Bank. But then it caught my eye throughout the stream. So I think, Joe, you're going to go with your answer. And, I'll give mine right after.
Just before I give my answer, I would like to say I think Triple H did a great job with this feud.
Yes, I agree.
Using the most out of someone like Ronda. I liked Ronda when she came in, but eventually she got boring. She got stale. She couldn't cut a promo. And I think what he did with this Shayna Baszler feud was almost make it so that Ronda doesn't look like a robot.
Exactly.
Ronda actually looks like a good wrestler in this thing. And I also believe that having an MMA rules match, I think is what it's called, is going to make this match feel more personal for the two of them. And I think they could bring on a really good match. I've seen Shayna Baszler put on a good match. Yeah. For example, in NXT, Ember Moon, that was a great match. So she's capable of having a fantastic match. And I think she could do it with Ronda Rousey. Hopefully it's not sloppy. That's what happens with a lot of Ronda matches. But she's working with a real professional in Shayna Baszler. So I will give props to Triple H. I think that was great. The video package they did on Monday Night Raw was really good too. Felt very personal. But my pick, of course, is Shayna Baszler. The rumors of Ronda leaving soon with her contract and her being upset with how she's treated. I think she's been treated perfectly fine for what she is, but that's just me. I think Shayna has to win this match. I remember in 2020 when she lost at WrestleMania against Becky Lynch, I was super upset because I felt she should have won that match, and especially because she lost by a roll-up. That's just a horrible way to go out. And since then, I just haven't seen anything from Shayna Baszler. Hopefully, this is the match that pushes her. She's on Raw, and Rhea Ripley has no opponents. She's not even on the card. So hopefully, this could kickstart something after Rhea and Raquel Rodriguez. Hopefully we get something from Shayna, but my pick is Shayna Baszler. I think she needs this win, and I think she deserves this win, definitely.
Once again, I completely agree with Joel. I think Shayna Baszler is going to take this match. She hasn't had like a win that felt good in such a long time. And, they did her dirty in that Elimination Chamber. No, she won the Elimination, but then lost at WrestleMania. Yeah, I'm thinking of freaking Braun Strowman. Anyways, I think that I think she's going to win. And just like Joel mentioned, the reports of Ronda leaving, to me, is very, very, it's going to play a part. And they're good friends in real life. So why would Ronda, I mean, I know celebrities and all that stuff can be selfish, but why would Ronda leave and take the win? Like, it just makes no sense. So I think Shayna Baszler is going to win, and we're going to see a better version of Shayna that we've seen the last few years, going for the belt, going for different people, and just showing that force that the women need. Because like right now we don't have somebody that's like, damn, like that person, you got to be scared of her. Like, so I think who
Rhea.
Well, I mean, Rhea's, that's a good pick. But like, I feel like Shayna's like a Lesnar type thing, like MMA background, like like you think of her and like she could beat you up in real life
like,
too.
I remember in NXT, she would just destroy people, and like her moves inside the ring, she would look like she'd break somebody's arm. Like, that's crazy. I need that Shayna back where it looks like she could beat anybody up, and then that's when you have a cool feud with her and Rhea Ripley, which I think should happen. I think that'd be fantastic.
So I'm giving it to Shayna as well. Do you have anything else to add on?
No, not really.
No. Nothing. All right. So right now we'll hear Chance's answer and his prediction to this match.
We go Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler in an MMA rules match, apparently. Okay, this is interesting, right? Because like in actual MMA, it's hard to say who would even win. You want to say Ronda would just wipe her, right? But I think that what they're trying to do here is they're going to have Baszler win, man. If I feel like with Shayna's position right now and the fact that Ronda's leaving soon, or at least that's what the rumors say, I think this might be Ronda's last match in WWE. I'm not completely positive, but I definitely know for a fact that this is one of the big things she wanted to do with her career when she made the transition, was to put over Shayna at some point. So I mean, with that happening, man, this is like a big passing of the torch moment, and I think this might be the first signs of them taking Shayna Baszler seriously moving forward, man, because I would love to see her do a program with Rhea Ripley.
All right, so that was his prediction. And now we're moving on to a very interesting match, which I personally am shocked they haven't added a stipulation. I thought they were going to add a stipulation. This is the trilogy of Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. I am curious to see what they do, but I feel like everybody in the world knows who's going to win. It would be an absolute shock, not to spoil anything, but Joel, who is your prediction for this match?
If it's not Cody Rhodes for your prediction, then I don't know why you're talking wrestling. This has to be Cody Rhodes. If it's not Cody Rhodes, if Cody Rhodes does not win at SummerSlam, then officially Triple H has given up on him, because I don't see a world where Cody Rhodes loses this match. That means he loses this feud, and it's over for any push that he has. Cody Rhodes is going to win this match. I'm 100% sure of it. Yeah. Whether or not is by another roll-up like Backlash, or if he uses some cheating or something like that, Cody Rhodes will win this match. I am shocked though that there is no stipulation with a feud. We don't even know why they're feuding, which I have my ideas on it, but that's for another time.
Do you think? Hold on. Do you think it's because of the whole? I mean, kayfabe, obviously. That Brock didn't get the top of the card.
No, I don't believe that. That's
so
that's
stupid.
The dumbest thing I've ever heard. I personally think it will later. When Cody's gonna face Roman. When Cody faces Roman, I think it is going to tie in somehow. I think that's a cool thing, but we'll talk about that another time. Right now, we're talking about Cody versus Brock. The fact that there's no stipulation honestly makes this match a little bit less important to me personally. I love Cody. Cody is definitely one of my favorites in this whole company. But the fact that there's no stipulation just means it's kind of the same match we've gotten twice already. I'm hoping they do something. Maybe a last-minute change.
Yeah.
There was reports for a while that it was gonna be a stipulation we've never seen before. But I think we've seen a normal match before, so
Yeah.
I really don't think.
I think it's too late to add a stipulation.
It's Raw already finished. They would have put it there, so
Yeah.
I doubt. But hopefully they do something. A ref takeout, and then I don't know where they get a bunch of weapons and stuff like that. But Cody Rhodes is gonna win this match. There's no doubt.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't even have to give an explanation. Cody wins. I mean, you do the proper, how every trilogy is. The first one, the good guy wins. The second one, the bad guy wins. Then now the good guy is going to win. They're going to come out on top. Like, if I'm wrong on this and they actually go with Brock winning,
it's over. Forget it.
I don't know.
Cody's done.
It's the same. To me, it's the same level as if LA Knight loses the Battle Royal. Because where do you go with LA Knight? Well, hold on, I'm spoiling something. Anyways, so you got anything else for that?
Did you see the promo on Raw? The video.
It was like super exaggerated.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say this: using a TikTok sound for a WWE promo.
What was the song? I didn't watch it.
It was I think it's called Daylight. You never heard that
Daylight?
song?
No, I'm gonna have to
it's
hear
like
it.
a super sad song, but I'm just shocked that they used it and they made it seem like that rivalry is the greatest rivalry ever.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited to see what they're gonna explain it, because they have to at some point. They're not just gonna let this rivalry pass by and nothing happens.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm very curious to see how this turns out. And then my question really is gonna be like, what happens to Brock after? Like, who does he feud with?
Brock.
Well, who does he go after? Like,
anybody.
Does Bray come out and attack? Yo, imagine.
If Bray comes out and attack Cody in the meantime until Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or whatever, that would be cool. But I really don't think it'd be good for any of them. Cody beating Bray would just ruin Bray. Bray beating Cody would just ruin Cody. I don't see why they would do that. Now, Bray coming out for a later match, I could definitely understand why they would do that, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Now, that's a quick question. Do you think Bray comes back? Yes or no?
No.
Do you think any returns or debut?
I think. Let me save that. Let's save that. I will say, though, I do believe maybe Randy Orton makes an appearance. Not wrestle.
Just shows up.
Maybe he just shows up and he's there. Maybe a segment with let's talk about that later.
Well, our next actually before that, Chance is going to give, if Chance says something that's not Cody Rhodes, or I'm
take it off.
I've lost my faith in my boy Chance. But so we're gonna let his answer play right now.
All right, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Cody Rhodes is going to finish the story and defeat Brock Lesnar on his way to defeating Roman Reigns. Of course, this is a plot armor match, man. Cody has to win. If he loses to Brock, I mean, man, where do we go from here? I think it's obvious Cody wins, but I think it's going to be one of the best matches of the night.
All right, so that was Chance's prediction for that match. Like I said, he better pick Cody Rhodes. Anyways, moving on to the next one. This is very interesting to me, because me and Chance talked about it a little bit last week. And we're in this weird situation. The match, by the way, is Drew McIntyre versus Gunther for the IC title. We're in this weird situation where Gunther is very close to breaking the record for holding the belt the longest, right? But Drew has lost a lot of big matches as of late. He lost to Roman. He lost to Gunther and Sheamus at WrestleMania. So he hasn't really had a big W in a while. So before I get into my reasoning to my pick, Joel, who do you have?
If you ask me, this is probably one of the most unpredictable matches on this card. Mm-hmm. So far, you've seen every match me and him have the same answer, but I would understand if he had a different answer than me. Now I'm gonna go with the basic answer, to be honest. I'm gonna go with Gunther. One, I think he has to beat the Honky Tonk Man's record. I think it just doesn't look right that the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion is the Honky Tonk Man. I just don't think it's a good look on such a prestigious title when people like The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Shelton Benjamin even had a greater title than that man. I think Gunther has to cement himself as the greatest Intercontinental Champion, and he will when he beats the Honky Tonk Man's record, which I think he will do by beating Drew McIntyre first. Although I can see why it could be a little, it can be debatable, because right now, it's like you said, Drew hasn't won a match in I can't even tell you how long. Like a pay-per-view match, I can't even tell you how long. Which is why I think it would make the most sense if they would move this feud a little bit further, in my opinion. I think my prediction is Gunther, probably by some sort of interference. I think Ludwig on Raw, he just beat Matt Riddle. Great win for him. Let me just say, I love my guy, Ludwig Kaiser. I think he's great in the ring. I like Giovanni Vinci, too. I think they should have feuded with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but that's me. I think Imperium is an amazing faction. They worked in NXT UK, and they can work on the main roster when put in the right direction. And I think because of the trust that Gunther has in Ludwig, because of what we saw on Raw, I do think Ludwig will interfere in this match and somehow cause Drew the title. And I think Gunther will retain, and eventually we will get the rematch. But for right now, I got Gunther at SummerSlam. So who do you got?
So you bring up great points, and I also agree that Gunther is going to win. I do think Drew eventually dethrones him. I think you bring up a good point with Ludwig. I think he earns his trust even more now. But we're going to have a Batista Triple H situation down the line where you have Ludwig turn on Gunther, costing him the belt. Because at the end of the day, like, you need Gunther to lose eventually so he can move on to the main title picture. So I think personally, this is just the start. I think that they're gonna have another feud. I don't even mind Chad Gable winning the belt eventually in the future. That would be dope, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So my pick is also Gunther, because I think they want him to break the record. Number one, I think they're gonna build onto this. Triple H has always been known for long-term storytelling, so I think that he's going to beat Drew, but then Drew is eventually gonna beat maybe at Payback. I don't know. We'll see. But Fastlane.
I think by that time he'll beat the record.
Yeah, no, the record is like 30 days
so
after.
Yeah, by the next pay-per-view, it should be done.
So
would make sense.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So I got my pick, Gunther. What do you think?
That's it. Just Gunther.
All right. So now we got Chance's pick. Maybe he'll have a different take, but so far, all the matches me and Joel have agreed on. So there hasn't really been anything crazy.
Something different.
Maybe there is, but yeah. So we'll let Chance answer his prediction.
All right, boys, we got our Intercontinental Championship match, and for this one, I am going with Drew McIntyre. Now, a lot of people think Gunther is retaining, and Gunther's been on an absolute tear, but man, Drew does not need another L. He came back, and he lost to Karrion Kross or whatever it was, and then he hasn't really done anything, and then he went away again, and now he's coming back, and he's in this title program again. I mean, I could see Gunther retaining. This is probably the hardest match of the night to call, in my opinion, but I think it's Drew's time, man. I mean, if you go all the way back to Gunther's main roster debut at Survivor Series, Drew was the first person to ever pin him in WWE. I think a story is there, and I think you could have them feud over the Intercontinental Championship, have Gunther move up, and then you could have him do it again for the world title. I think this is a great feud, and I'm pretty excited about this match. I think it's going to be a sleeper of the night.
All right, so we just came back from Chance's prediction, so hopefully he's different because we've been the same for a good while now. But moving on to the next match, we got the Triple Threat Women's Championship match between Asuka, Bianca, and Charlotte. To me, this is the most unpredictable one. Joel mentioned that the Gunther one is the most unpredictable. For me, this one, because you just don't know what WWE thinks of the three women. We do know that they love Charlotte, and they view her as a queen. Asuka has been kind of underwhelming in this title reign. And Bianca's Bianca. Like, Bianca's the Cena of this generation. I don't care what anybody says. So, I don't know. So, Joel, what do you think? Who are you leaning for?
I'm going to touch on what you said about the Asuka thing. I think Asuka's been really good. I just don't think she's been the main focus of
Agreed,
for her championship.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Don't really make sense. It's her championship, and you're not treating her like the champion. It's weird.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I get it. There's a language barrier. It's always been like that with Asuka. It's always going to be tough. But she's such a great character, and I think they could do way more with her. But my pick isn't even any of the three. My pick is Io Sky to cash in and win.
Wait. But you think?
I think she cashes in mid-match.
During mid-match?
Mid-match and wins the championship.
So you are going to risk your prediction by giving it to Io Sky?
Yes.
During the match?
Yes. Here's what I think.
Wow.
I think the eventual feud is going to be Asuka versus Io Sky. It has to be. And then eventually you could do Charlotte versus Bianca Belair. It doesn't even have to be for a championship. That's just a big feud the way it is. I think what happens is Io Sky will either Now I'm in a predicament because either Oscar wins and Io Sky cashes in, or Io Sky cashes in mid match. But I'm leaning more towards mid match because I feel it would hurt any of the three if one of them won. You know what I mean? If Oscar pinned Bianca, I feel like it would hurt Bianca for her feud with Charlotte. But if Io Sky comes out, beats everybody up with the briefcase, and next thing you know she wins, I think that's the best way to go. So I'm gonna go Io Sky cashing in and then winning the WWE Women's Champion. I think that's what it's called. WWE Women's Champion.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. I think Io Sky is gonna cash in.
Okay, well, that is a bold prediction, and that could possibly cause Joel the predictions champion because I disagree. I think that she will cash in, but after the match, I think Asuka retains, building to the feud between what everybody wants to see, Asuka versus Io Sky, maybe at Payback, maybe at Fastlane, maybe Survivor Series if they build it up for that long. I think Asuka's winning the original match, and then Io Sky is going to come in and cash in because it's weird that we still haven't gotten a cash in from either side yet. So we will possibly see it tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow. Saturday. Well, whenever this, Saturday. Yeah, we'll just say Saturday. So my prediction is Asuka with Io. Well, we're not counting the cash in, so it'll just be Asuka. So you got Io Sky
Mid
match, and I got Asuka. So that's my prediction. Or, I mean, I don't know. I could also see them doing the same thing, but with Charlotte. Just so Charlotte could add another title to the reign.
God, I hope not. I hope not.
I could see that.
Listen.
You know what? Hold on. I'm changing my prediction. I'm going Charlotte. They have this obsession with her catching up to Cena and Flair. I think she's going to win so she can get cashed in. Has that happened before?
I mean, yeah, probably. Well, I can't remember any triple threat matches, but I mean, somebody has won a match and they lost right after.
No, I mean Charlotte specifically.
Has Charlotte ever been cashed in before? That I can remember, no, but I think so. Wasn't it Nikki Cross? Or my phone, Nikki Ash. Did she cash in on Charlotte? Who did she cash in?
What about Carmella?
Carmella was. That's such a long time.
Anyways, whatever. Remember. I still think okay. So that's my prediction now. Charlotte will win, and Io Sky will cash in. So that's my prediction.
But either way, we still have Io Sky walking out champion.
Yes, I think, but that doesn't count.
I think it has to happen though. I really like Io Sky. I've always liked Io Sky, and I think her and Bayley are actually a really good duo. I always thought Damage Control was just okay for me. People don't like Damage Control, but I just thought they were okay. Their theme song is trash. Forget about it.
Yeah.
But I don't mind Damage Control, and I think they could build something eventually. I think, like you said, it's going to be Io Sky versus Asuka, with Io Sky most likely winning. And then most likely it's going to be Io Sky versus Bayley later on for the championship. Because we all know after Bayley finishes with Shotzi, she's going to have to go with Io Sky.
Yeah.
She's the champion. She has to do it. So I truly believe Io Sky versus Bayley will happen eventually. But at SummerSlam, I have Io Sky winning.
All right. So he has Io Sky. I have Charlotte Flair just so she can get cashed in. I'm curious to hear what Chance's take is on this match. So, yeah, we'll take it a chance.
All right, the triple threat. Asuka versus Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair. Now, this is an interesting one because we were actually there live when the seeds for this feud was planted, right? Because you had Charlotte and Bianca wanting to fight each other, and then Asuka has just kind of been retaining off the fact that those two are just way too focused on each other. And I think that theme's going to move forward. I think it's going to continue moving forward because I think Asuka is going to retain. I think Bianca Belair and Charlotte are going to be at each other's throats so hard that Asuka is just going to be able to easily retain. I think this is setting up for some sort of Bianca-Charlotte match, maybe next WrestleMania, but right now I think Asuka is the one. I mean, it would just be strange for Bianca or Charlotte to win with Asuka involved, right? Like, this seems like a Bianca-Charlotte feud, and I don't know why Asuka is, like, as the champion being, like, thrown into it, for me anyway. I think Asuka retains just on that fact alone.
Alrighty, so we are back, and now we got the co-main event, I believe, which is the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Now, the last match we just talked about was the first disagreement between me and Joel. I'm not sure what Chance's predictions are because we're getting his video afterwards. But it's getting interesting. And now I'm very curious to hear Joel's prediction for this match. Joel, who do you have winning the World Heavyweight Champion?
I'm gonna have Finn Balor winning. I don't think they've been building this Judgment Day thing just for Finn Balor to lose. My prediction is that Finn Balor wins and there's no cash in. I think it's gonna be a tease from what we saw on Monday Night Raw, another tease. But I think in the end, Triple H loves his long-term building. He's gonna somehow build this Judgment Day thing with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. He's going to build it, and eventually Damian Priest will cash in my opinion. But I don't think Damian Priest is ready. I don't think he is a world champion in my eyes yet, but I do think he can be in a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. He needs to build his storyline. He needs to build his character, and I think eventually he can be world champion because I do think it will happen. But for now, at SummerSlam, I think Finn Balor will win, and I think it's just a smart decision.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the last match is still the only disagreement me and Joel have because I also agree that Finn Balor is going to win. I think the crappy setup that Money in the Bank was, and just not a great match. I think it was like my least favorite match of the night. I think this is leading up to Finn winning. It will build tension between Damian and Finn, eventually having Damian cash in, the whole, jiggle. So I think Finn Balor is also winning. He's taking that belt from Seth. Seth held the belt with pride, and he's done a great job. But I think giving it to Finn, number one, Finn deserves it. He's been so long without a world title. And I think he deserves it, after losing the Universal, like how many years ago that was.
Wow.
So,
7 years.
So, I think he deserves it. So I'm also going with Finn Balor. Now, I'm very curious to hear what Chance has to say. Because Chance is he takes things into many different perspectives. So, Chance, take it away.
For the World Championship match. Now, this one, I think Finn takes this one, and here's why. If you look at the original match card before they updated it and made some changes, you had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending their tag belts against the Judgment Day, and you also had Rhea Ripley defending her championship against Raquel Rodriguez, I believe. And, man, I think this was setting up for a clean sweep for the Judgment Day. I think the big takeaway story from SummerSlam was initially supposed to be the Judgment Day, man. I thought that they were going to win the tag belts. I thought Rhea Ripley was going to retain in a dominant fashion once again, and I thought Finn was going to win the world title. But now that they have changed up the match card and the other members of the Judgment Day aren't on there as much, I don't know, man. I kind of muddies my predictions a little bit, but at the same time, I think Finn Balor's record at SummerSlam speaks for itself, and I think at the end of the day, Finn needs to beat Seth because they've been pushing this story the whole time that Finn's kind of been losing to Seth at every corner, and they've been talking about that match from way back when Finn first pinned Seth for the Universal Championship in the first place, man. The way that the narrative has moved, I think it makes the most sense for Finn Balor to win, and I'm very excited to see what they do with it because I was really expecting this to be the night of the Judgment Day. I thought the takeaway story was really going to be the Judgment Day from this because I don't know if The Rock's going to show up in the main event, and I think the Judgment Day being the dominant faction of WWE at the end of this pay-per-view is kind of going to be what they were going for. But I don't know. We will see. But I believe Finn Balor defeats Seth Rollins at SummerSlam.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we have one more match to talk about. And now this match, I don't see any other result.
Yeah.
I just don't think it happens at SummerSlam. But Joel, if you want to give the obvious answer, what is your prediction?
The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns is retaining. Let me just say this: I love Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso has done a fantastic job. I remember in 2020 when they did the Jey Uso versus Roman thing the first time, everybody was confused. Everybody kind of paused and said, "Whoa, a tag team guy." But I think he's cemented himself as main event Jey Uso. He's really taken this feud and done everything he can. But I just don't think, one, I don't think it's his time yet, and two, I don't think Roman loses the belt at SummerSlam. I just saw Roman on First Take a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday. And Roman, he just has that charisma on him. He just has that kind of I'm not losing nothing. I'll be back in a couple weeks or a couple months. I think what WWE is trying to do is they're really trying to make us seem like Jay has a chance. I don't know if you've seen any of the posters for the next pay-per-views, but Roman's not on any of them, not even on Survivor Series. So I think they're trying to hint at us oh, maybe Jay wins. Yeah. But I think it's all just a little trick. I think Jay will lose. I think Jay is a fantastic guy. Maybe a mid-card belt for him, but I just don't think it's his time yet to beat Roman Reigns. I think that's somebody else's job. So I do think Roman Reigns will win at SummerSlam.
let me give my side. I also think it's going to be Roman. When we went to SmackDown, and this is completely out of topic and it's random, when we saw Cody Rhodes come out for the dark match, I've never been to a live event. That was my first one. But it gave me 2006 John Cena vibes. The biggest babyface on the planet. The kids screaming for this guy. Everybody going crazy. Easy squash against, who was it, Damian Priest? Like, Cody Rhodes is that guy. So I don't think Roman's losing to anybody but Cody Rhodes. I think WrestleMania 40 is going to pull up. I think Solo is going to turn on Roman some way, somehow. He walks away with Paul Heyman. And Cody Rhodes goes and takes that belt. So basically, with that answer, I am saying Jay is going to lose. You know, a lot of people are on the main event Jay train, and they think that he is going to be potentially the person to do it. I just don't think so, because Roman, you can tell he's a world champion, right? And I don't mean to crap on Jay. Jay is amazing, and he's done a great job. But I just don't get world champion vibes from Jay because I've known him with his brother for the last 13 years. It's just hard for you to do that separation. If you look at every great tag team that's broken up, Shawn Michaels and whatever the hell the other guy's name was, Marty Jannetty, broke up not that many years apart, like together. When Edge and Christian broke up, it took, 3 or 4 years for them to break up? When you had the Hart Foundation, they broke up and everybody went their separate ways, but it wasn't 10 years. When the Hardy split up, that was a little bit after 2002, 2003, when Matt Hardy went to SmackDown, Jeff Hardy stayed on Raw. So it wasn't like you were attached to these teams for so many years. The Usos have been together for 13 years. No breakups, some hiccups, but no breakups. I can't see myself looking at Jay and saying like, oh yeah, he's definitely world champion and Jimmy is just, Jimmy. So I don't know. I personally don't think Jay's winning. I think Roman's taking it, and then WrestleMania 40 will be a different discussion.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the Jay take. I think I could see Jay as a world champion personally. I just don't think right now. You know what? He's really good,
but I don't see the undisputed champion.
No.
If it's heavyweight, okay,
that would be cool.
Heavyweight or go to NXT, win the NXT belt, fine. But the undisputed champion, the thing is, the WWE kind of set themselves up. You had somebody be champion for 4 years in Roman Reigns. You cannot just let anybody dethrone him. Not Jey Uso, who already pinned him. So how is that going to look that he got pinned twice back to back? They gave him that title. Once he pinned him, I was like, he's not beating him for the belt because they're not going to have Roman, who beat John Cena, who beat Edge, who beat Brock Lesnar, who beat what's his face, Daniel Bryan. He beat everybody, Cody Rhodes, everybody, just for him to lose to Jay 2 times in a row. It's just not happening. So I see Jay maybe world heavyweight champion, NXT champion, hell, even if he goes to AEW, AEW champion, he's the tribal chief of AEW. Anyways,
I'll be fired.
I got Roman Reigns.
Yeah, me too.
All right,
for 2 different reasons though. You have one reason, I have mine.
Yeah, different.
But I'm interested what Chance is gonna say.
So Chance, take it away with your answer. You probably have your own reasoning to why you think Roman's gonna win, or maybe not. So we'll let you take over.
And then moving on to our main event, of course, we have Jey Uso versus the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Man, this is a perfect Cinderella story moment for Jey Uso, and that is exactly why Roman Reigns is going to retain. If you look at Sami Zayn, if you look at Cody the first time, I mean, JR has already lost to him once, but I mean, I want Jay to be a world champion, and I would love for him to beat Roman Reigns. I just don't know if it's realistic. I think it would throw a complete shoehorn in the whole Cody situation. And I don't know. Like Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso, I don't know if that's quite as interesting as the rematch with Roman. People want to see Cody beat Roman, and I still feel like Cody is the guy. So with that in mind, I don't know, but it could be an iconic swerve if they go with Jey Uso, but I personally believe Roman Reigns will retain.
All right, so we're back, and we are officially done with the predictions. Once again, thank you for being the guest of honor today. Shout out to Chance, and I'm excited to hear his predictions when I put this in the video. And so SummerSlam, I have the graphic. I will be posting it soon. We are going to be live. Me and Joel will be sitting here, right here, watching SummerSlam. So,
Going through predictions too, and we'll figure out something that has to do with the challenge or whatever.
yes, going through predictions too. And so far, me and Joel only have one disagreement.
Yeah.
So it falls on that match. So once I hear Chance's thing, I'll write it down, have it down, and we'll mix his in as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, for episode 3. Make sure to stay tuned for next week as we react to what happened in SummerSlam. And yeah, appreciate you guys and have a wonderful night.